Welcome back. I just wanted to show you, pardon me if the shed looks a little cluttered, it is. I got a bunch of 2x4s and a nice chunk of, it's 1x6 with a 2x4 backing. I'm going to use it, I'm going to cut it right in half. I have a line drawn right down the middle. Whoever packaged this, it was packaged fairly well down the center. And I'll cut it in half and it will go in between these uprights and will serve as my walls. The rabbits will eat it out over time, but it'll save me some money for right now and get me further on this project. A Gerber knife, and pardon the noise, I have the heaters going as well. It's minus 17 out right now. This knife is a really neat addition to my tool set, and I'm very thankful, or saw I should say, sorry. Comes very compact and it's very easy to put together. There's your handle. You just slide that in there. That in there. Near the beginning of your saw, you select your blade, your wood blade or your bone blade. Both are very sharp, heat-treated blades. Then it is only the one set swing nut that tightens it in, and you have a saw that is complete and ready to use, and is something that's not a whole lot bigger than most people's checkbooks. It's a great addition to my tool set. I use the fine-tooth blade to try to cut a piece of this 1x4 just to test it out. I tried the coarse tooth and it was just a little too coarse. It's better for a log or something. This cut, my cut wasn't perfectly straight, but I was able to try to straighten it out almost like you would with a jigsaw. But I cut to maximum depth, then it runs into the top arm of the saw. Other than the cut not being the straightest, which is probably my fault, it took under 30 seconds to cut that without rushing, just letting the tool work. It's a very fast cutting tool. I'm quite impressed, and I'm very thankful to my brother for it. It's the Gerber saw, and definitely a good addition to any tool set. Hopefully we'll I'll finish this cut with a handsaw, and we'll get along with our rabbit hutch some more. Well, as you can see, we've gotten a little more done on our rabbit hutches. The shipping stands lid that I showed you earlier out of the 1x6, I cut in two and was able to use for the walls. These three pieces of 2x4 were all left over from other cuts and were the same length, so I used them here. I also cut others as well. Now you'll notice they are a little longer, but I'm just making use of what I had and then making the others the length that I wanted. Where these 2x4s sit is where I will actually make my hutches. And then beyond that we will continue on. But I just wanted to show you how far I got so far. I used the handsaw that my brother David bought me to cut all the 2x4s and things. It worked quite well. And so then once I'm done here, I'll have rabbit wire over this area so that the area where they're outside in, they can poop and things. The hutches will not be a completely full height. That way it's a smaller space for their body to warm up, and then I can have a ramp as well so they have an extra area to stretch out and move and give them a little bit of exercise. There will be rabbit wire on the back wall as well as the sides. There will be also rabbit wire on the top as well. As you can see, this will give me three fairly large hutches. This one here will be for the buck. The reason being is that, as you can see, his sleeping area will not be right up against the does. The two does will be up against each other so their body heat can heat each other. But the reason I'm doing this is for the fact of smell, so that when the doe has young, she won't be right next to the buck. Eventually they will eat through these boards and I can replace them. The beautiful thing about this, I have not had to buy a board, a nail, or a screw. They were all leftovers that I was able to get and pick up. Even the roll of plastic I got from my friend Todd's dad. So this entire project has not yet cost me a dime. I have 5 2x4s left over, a 2x6, and a good part of a roll of plastic. I'm not done yet, but as you can see, for a low cost, if you're willing to look around for some cull lumber or leftovers, even shipping stands, you can get through. Well, as I continued on after the last clip was filmed, we've buffeted it up with 2x4s where we can't, strengthening it and just covering more area. The very top I will cover with a wire. It's not like they're going to be able to jump out. I'm just going to use a chicken wire there. And so I got my bottom boards in. I'll just put a board down there just to seal that spot. There's a small crack, but it shouldn't be a problem. Also sealed in this back area with boards so that I won't have to worry about wiring it off. I'll be putting a board to cover here so that there's no open space there. This pen hasn't really changed that much. A drill that my dad bought me. It's been a great Christmas gift. Thank you, Dad. This is the pen closest to completion. I had to build a little sidewall there just to cover where the window used to be. And now the pen, it is just about completed. I need to build the top, which will actually hinge so that I can look in and see, or a portion of it will hinge, and that way I can look in and see when she's had her litter and check on them, and check on the dough as well. As you can see, same as the fire pen, I had a problem where there was a gap, so I had to put in a board there. I've got my floor in. I will be putting a bottom piece in, and this old cookie sheet will go in there to where when she does her business it'll fall onto the tin, then all I have to do is pull it out and clean it, and so it'll make it a very easy pen to keep clean. And the tin just happened to fit up in there perfectly, so I was quite happy, and I can go to the dollar store and get several more of these tins. So we are just about, we're getting closer and closer every time we come out, and hopefully in one of these videos soon I will be showing you a completed pen with rabbits in it.